content creators got it all under control. From weddings to events, parties, travel, and brands. We're living the paparazzi life, it's all in our hands.
Lights, camera, action! Let's start the show. Here's a little bit of wedding advice from me to help your love story unfold. Ladies, grab your crowns, and grab your notebook, because today we are talking about all things wedding events to celebrate your engagement. So everything that's involved in the actual planning, okay? The actual planning of those fun, exciting events, okay? So there's a lot of events that you can have to celebrate your big day, okay? It's not just about the wedding day anymore. It's about all of those events in between. And so that's what we're going to be discussing today, is those events that are before we get to the wedding day itself. And what are you going to wear? What are you going to wear? Okay, we're talking about where to find inspiration for these outfits and giving you a little bit of idea of like what you could wear and why you should wear certain things to certain wedding events, okay? You guys may see me look down for a beat just to check my notes and things like that, make sure I'm still in the frame. This is Your Wedding Series podcast, and we are talking about planning your wedding from the beginning. But we're not going to be starting with just the engagement. For most of you who joined me in season 1, we did talk about how you can become financially stable before you even get to this part of your life and becoming an adult and dating for marriage, how to date for marriage. So go back and watch season 1. We fast forwarded all the way to the year and the age in which you get engaged. So obviously we're not still in age 14-year-old you. And I know nobody gets married at 14 years old, but it doesn't mean that you can't start to prepare for adulthood at 14 years old and planning your wedding. Okay, so those are some things that we talked about in season 1. But now we are in season 2. You're engaged. You've already had the proposal. You've also had the engagement party by this point. If not, if you haven't got to that yet, go back and watch the beginning of season 2, okay? Go back and watch those. We are now in season 2, episode 11, and we're talking about which events are you going to have to celebrate your engagement. That proposal that came has now led to you being engaged, and so we are going to talk all about it. Now, what makes me an expert? I have been married for 6 years at this point of making this video. I love weddings. As you can see, I will forever be a bride. I will forever be a part of the bride tribe, and I will forever be team bride. Okay, so I love weddings so much, but I'm also a content creator. We're going to talk a little bit more about that as we are in these episodes. And so as a wedding content creator, I just have a passion for weddings, parties, and events. That's just what I do, okay? So I get very excited about it. I love to talk about it. And so I'm sharing some of my expertise with you right here on this platform. I hope that you are enjoying the podcast. I hope that you feel free to chat along with me, to hang out, to really, really explore what it is to be a bride, okay? Especially in today, because it's not the same as what it was decades and even years ago. Like, lots of things have changed. Yesterday we were talking about traditions, and even traditions have changed quite a bit. And we played a game called Keep It or Leave It. And so I hope that you guys have been just getting a kick out of these episodes, because I know I have. This has been so much fun for me, and I'm excited that I get to share it all with you. So let's talk about today's episode. which events are you going to have? So that's number one. You've probably already had, obviously, the proposal, you've had the engagement party, and now there's a lot of other events that are going to come around. The next thing is probably going to be your engagement photo shoot. Now, I have discussed how I feel like the engagement photo shoot is a very interesting thing to have because to me, you've already had the proposal, and that's when photos and videos should have been taken. Screen grabs from those could be used for your save the dates because that's when you're really, really in the moment. But I know that people take a separate day to have an engagement photo shoot, so we are talking about that, okay? And having an engagement photo shoot, you don't have to have. Just remember that for all of these events. These are not events that you have to have. We're just going to talk about what most people are doing these days and if you want to incorporate them into your big celebrations, okay? So we have the engagement photo shoot. You probably want to make sure you pick out something that matches your personalities for both you and your fiance. And that's going to go for pretty much all of these, especially when you're going to be attending them together. There are going to be some events that you won't attend together that will be separate, okay? So we're starting with the engagement photo shoot. What do you want to wear? Something that fits your aesthetic. Now, you don't want to show up in pants if you don't normally wear pants. You don't want to really show up in a dress if you don't normally wear a dress. If you all of a sudden picking out clothes that really don't fit with you, you're going to look back on those pictures and be like, what was I wearing? What is this? Why am I wearing this? So you want to think about you and what your personality is. I've seen people wear to engagement shoots like jeans and a top because that's who they are. They're farm people, they want to fit who they are. I know that me and my sweet honey, I can't wait to tell you guys about our story when it came to our outfits. And people were like, I can't believe that that's what they're wearing. Like, they were pretty shocked about it. But that's who we are. And so we chose what fit who we are. So going back to look at our pictures, I'm like, this is great because this is what we wear. This is who we are. And so, like I said, we will be doing that story a little bit later on how we picked our outfits and found inspiration for our outfits, okay? So you have your engagement photo shoot. And then you're probably going to have the bridesmaids proposal brunch. So you're probably going to propose to your bridesmaids and ask them, will you be my bridesmaids? And maid of honors, matron of honors, all the good things, flower girls as well. You may even throw in your flower girls. Not sure. Depends on the person. And so you are going to have an event, probably an event for them, like a brunch. That's what a lot of people are doing these days. So you want to pick out something that's going to fit for you for that brunch. All of these, like I said, is going to be the same thing. And then we're going to talk about where to find inspo for your style, okay? For your style. Because I feel like people are starting to all look the same. And that's kind of silly. I like the brides that are keeping it like real and still being themselves, even in the engagement, like all the events during the engagement, during the wedding series is what we're calling it, right? But it's really your engagement era. That's really what it is. So picking out the right outfits is important. Next, after the bridesmaids proposal brunch, you're probably going to have a wedding day shopping. When you go wedding day shopping, you want to find something comfortable. You want to be comfortable, and I'll tell you why. Something that you can easily get in and out of, because if you're wearing something that's a lot of pieces, that's going to be really hard going from store to store and trying on these dresses and these gowns, okay? So you want to wear something that's probably like just a one piece, and you can take it on and you can put it back, take it on and take it off very, very easily. Okay. Later in another episode, we will be talking about all the things you should bring to wedding day shopping specifically. But right now, we're just doing inspo for things to like wear when you go to these places. Okay. So the next thing that you want to do is that you want to think about, okay, what am I going to be wearing to be comfortable? Is it going to be winter? Is it going to be, think of the season as well, right? So you don't want to be showing up with something super, super thin. I mean, you could wear a coat, I guess, over it in the winter, but you guys get what I'm saying. Think about these things. Take all of this into account, okay? And oh my gosh, there's an amazing tip that I'm going to give you guys at the end. Oh my gosh, I just have to make sure I don't forget, okay? That's why I'm looking down at my notes. I can't forget. So now you've had the wedding day shopping. The next event that you're more than likely are going to have, and then maybe in different orders. You may not have these in the order that I'm saying. So far we've had the proposal, we've had the engagement party, we've had the engagement photo shoot, we've had the bridesmaids proposal, and we've had the wedding day shopping, wedding gown shopping. All of these are your wedding events, okay? There's some smaller stuff in between, like cake tasting and venue shopping and going to go taste the food and things like that. Just be yourself. Just wear whatever you feel fits your aesthetic. But if you want to get all dolled up for those too, go right ahead. But we're discussing more of like the bigger events, okay? Like the big ones, right? The next one that you're more than likely going to have, can anybody guess? Okay, it's more than likely going to be your bachelorette party. Guys, I've had some thoughts on this because of my style, my personality. I think that the bachelorette party should be done away with. I know, I said it. And I was going to wait until another episode to talk about it, but just know the cat's out of the bag, and we will talk about it in another episode. I do think that the bachelorette party needs to go. I think that it's, no, the bachelorette party needs to go. All right, we will talk about the why later. So if you are having a bachelorette party, thinking about, is it a weekend thing? Is it a one-day thing? One evening thing? And thinking about what your outfit is going to be, or outfits are going to be for that. Like I said, at the end, we are going to talk about where to find inspo. And I also have this huge advice for your events themselves that I really want you guys to take away with you. So the next thing that you're going to have is going to be your bridal shower or your wedding shower. You may have both. So the bridal shower is more for the bride and all of her friends and her aunts and her, mom or mother, and her mother-in-law also will more than likely attend as well. Her grandmother-in-law will probably attend, like future. These are all future mother-in-law, future grandmother-in-law. They're not married yet. And so, future aunt-in-law, stuff like that. Just the ladies in your family as well as friends. You can invite coworkers, things like that. So it's usually for them, for the bridal party. And then you have the wedding shower. The wedding shower is usually for both men and women. They both get to attend. They both get to celebrate again. I'm kind of having mixed feelings about the wedding shower as well, depending on, like, if you had an engagement party, then why would you also have a wedding shower? Just saying, you don't have to have all of these things. But I know a lot of people want all of them. They want to continue to celebrate. They're so excited. Not everybody was invited to the engagement party or to the proposal, and things like that. And so they want everybody there. And some people are just greedy. They just want as many gifts as they possibly can get. So they're like, yes, every party, every event that I can. They want to squeeze everything out of this before that big wedding day. By the time the wedding day comes, maybe people don't even have ideas on what to bring you anymore for your wedding gift. I don't know. Each gift is different. And we will talk a little bit about gifts in another episode as well. You guys stay tuned for the ride. Like, we're going to be talking about everything. And if there's questions that you have about events, wedding events that you want me to discuss, I'll add it. I'll add it to the schedule. I will add it to the schedule, and we will talk about those as well. Okay? But let's not get off topic here. We're still talking about the outfits and the events that you will want to have, or maybe you've already decided you're going to have all of these. So the next one is going to be after the wedding shower, after the bridal shower. You're more than likely going to have a rehearsal dinner. You definitely want to look your best at this. This is the rehearsal for your wedding day. So this is going to be more than likely the last event just before you get married, because you have the rehearsal and the rehearsal dinner the day and night before your wedding, unless you're going to put your bachelorette party after the rehearsal dinner. So then some people also have like a welcome dinner, they'll call it that instead of the rehearsal dinner, for people who don't live in that city or state or country where they live. They'll usually have like a welcome dinner party for them to say thank you for flying out, thank you for traveling in, driving in, whatever it might be. But getting back to rehearsal, you want to look nice. You want to look super nice. All eyes are going to be on you. And even if they weren't, I mean, they should, you're the bride. Even if they weren't, you want to look fabulous for yourself and for your honey, okay? So make sure at the rehearsal that you look super. Make sure that you have a rehearsal. I know that even when people have smaller weddings, they're like, oh, I don't need a rehearsal. I know what to do. No, you don't. No, you don't. You need to walk through the logistics of the wedding. You're going to be doing it at a speed up rate. It's going to be quicker. Have the rehearsal and have a rehearsal dinner. The rehearsal dinner is usually so that nobody has to worry about what they're going to eat the night before the wedding. The people in the immediate bridal party, like the bridesmaids and the immediate family, are invited to this. You are not trying to feed your entire family the night before the wedding. So everyone, aunts and uncles, all those people don't need to be invited. We're talking about mom, dad, and grandparents. Okay? I mean, you do whatever you want, but that's usually who's invited to the rehearsal dinner. Okay? And then you have the bridal party who's also invited, but just the bridesmaids, groomsmen, and that's it. So you don't need to be inviting, all the people that are in your bridal party. You've got tons of people that we could list, like ushers and the officiant and so on and so forth. We had our officiant just because he's super, super close to us and we wanted him there. He was also our mentor, our marriage counseling mentor throughout the entire wedding process and after. So we wanted him and his wife to be there. It's because it's a thank you dinner. So we wanted to have them there. So those are all of the events. There's some more that people will add, like after party, the brunch or breakfast after the wedding, like the next day. That's up to you, like the send off and all that good stuff. And so that's up to you if you want to have those extra events or get dressed up for, like I said, going to the venue shopping or going to the cake tasting or going to the food tasting. You could also get dressed up for those. So when it comes to picking out your outfits, where are you going to find inspo? Where's the number one place you're going to find inspo? If you're wearing all white to everything, which I know I did. Yes, as you guys can see, I love the color anyways. So if you're going to be doing that, where's the first place you're going to look? Your closet. People forget about this. Oh, what are we going to do? The first thing you're going to do is look in your closet. What does your closet have? Because it's going to fit your personality that's already white or incorporates a lot of white. So you're going to look in your closet. That's going to be number one. And then the second place you're going to look for wedding inspo for these specific outfits. We're just talking about these outfits. We're not talking about the wedding gown, the wedding day outfits. We're only talking about outfits for the wedding series that's leading up to the wedding day, okay? The next place you're going to look at is do your best to go shopping in person. There may be some boutiques that are really close to where you live. There might be some shops that are not too far down the road from where you are. Go look in those. Go look and try on some stuff in person, okay? Go look for inspo there. The last place I think you should get inspo is ordering stuff online. And the reason why I say that is because guess what? It probably won't fit. It probably won't look right. It probably won't drape right. Okay, it might be too big, too small, too tight, whatever. And so it might not even look like what they said it was supposed to look like. So you want to take your time really, really take your time and figure out something that it's going to fit with you, okay? Now, once you find everything, you're going to start cleaning, steaming, prepping all of your outfits, putting them on hangers all together so you can see them, and making sure, okay, this is going to go with this, getting your accessories together and all that good stuff. Do it early. Do it at this point that we're planning. You guys, we're in season 2, episode 11, and we are taking our time with all of this. We are going step by step by step, okay? So anybody that's watching these out of order, just know that like there is an order to how I'm planning over here. There is an order. I'm not just throwing out ideas and stuff like that, okay? So make sure that you steam, clean, press, all of that, and get your shoes together. Start getting accessories together. Get at least 3 different pairs of shoes together so that you have some options when it comes to comfortability and height and all that good stuff, right? Because as women, one day we could feel like, yes, we want to wear heels, and then another day we're like, I just want to be comfortable. You guys know that's what we say. I just want to be comfortable. And so make sure you get some flats out too, and even bring the flats with you whenever you go to get in the car and you get ready to go to these events, even if you did wear the heels. Put some flats in there in the car with you. Okay? So now we're getting into the little piece of advice that, well, before we get there, I will say you can look at inspo online. Social media, especially YouTube. I feel like YouTube is really, really great because you get to see the get ready with me. You'll see it in the people's titles, GRWM, where it's like get ready with me. You also see inspo in the title where people are talking about, well, this is what I'm going to wear to my engagement party. This is what I'm going to wear to my bridal shower and stuff like that. And you don't have to wear exactly what they're wearing. Remember what I said. It's your style. It's your aesthetic. Please don't try to go out and copy somebody else's style. If somebody else is wearing like the big, huge sleeves and you're not a big, huge sleeves type of girly, don't show up at your event in some big, huge sleeves. You just look silly. You just look silly. And I know that you're going to feel so pretty and stuff like that and so beautiful. But when you look back on those, it didn't really fit who you were. And so you just shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. These pictures are going to be for lifetime. Just remember that, okay? These are for lifetime, these photos.
Lights, camera, action, we're ready to go. We're professionals, don't you already know? From TikTok to Instagram, we're taking the lead. Content creator, we're planting the seed. Ooh, yeah. Get ready for the social media explosion. We'll make your feeds go wild with emotion. With every shot we take, your likes will soar. YouTube shorts, TikTok trends will give you more.
Now, speaking of photos, this is the big advice that I wanted to give you. And I want you to take this with you for every single event. You guys still have your notebook out? Do you still have your notebook out? Get your notebook back out. I hope that you did not put that notebook away, okay? I'm getting to my other tab for notes. Don't put that notebook away because this is going to be your checklist for every event when it comes to photos. Because as you guys know, I'm a content creator. I'm a wedding content creator. So photos and videos are my expertise. It's what I do. All right? And so it's important to me that you are getting those photos at every single event. So number 1, tell your guests what to wear. Tell them the theme of each wedding event. Don't leave them out. Don't leave them out. It's not fair that, you knew that it was a cowgirl theme and then all of your friends show up in like something super casual like sweatpants. I mean, nobody's going to show up in sweatpants, but you guys know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You've been to those events where the couple is wearing like something very themed, maybe they're having like a royal wedding, Victorian style, Bridgerton, whatever, and then you show up in something super casual, almost like a tracksuit, because you thought it was just a simple bridal shower or wedding shower or engagement party, whatever it is. So take the time out to tell your guest what to wear, okay? You're not going to say, okay, I want you to just wear this, but give them a little bit of inspo. Maybe you've seen some stuff online that you think would look really, really neat for them to incorporate into their outfits. There's nothing wrong with giving them a little bit of inspo, and at the very least telling them the theme. Because you know you're going to have a theme for every single wedding event. You know you're going to do that. So let them know what it is. Now, if it's super casual or business professional or whatever it is, and you're keeping it super basic, there's nothing wrong with that, then let them know so that they don't show up in a ball gown. I'm just saying, I'm one of those people that loves to wear ball gowns and dresses for all the events because I love events. And if people don't tell me to not wear that, then I look very silly. That's what I'm trying to tell you right now. I'm trying to give you this piece of advice right now that when you take photos with them and stuff, you want them to be looking just as nice as you. You don't want them looking crazy. That's not fair. That's not fair. So make sure you tell them, hey, this is the theme of the party. You know, it would be cool if you guys came in something similar to this. You don't have to put all that in the invitation. But like I said, just tell them the theme. And then if you got those people who like to text you and talk to you and stuff by phone, you can give them more details. You can give them more details. Always remember to take group pictures. This is the other checkpoint when it comes to photos. First, you're going to tell your guests, okay, this is the theme. Second checkpoint is take a group photo. Remember to take a group photo. So many people forget to do this. And you've got guests that you didn't get even one picture with. But if you took a group photo, then you get to remember who all was there. And that's really, really special. That's really, really amazing. So take out the time to make sure that you look over this checkpoint list as you are creating your events, you're planning your events, and then maybe even have a little notebook with you, like in your purse, like something small that you've like written some notes down on that has your little check bullet points on it. Your third bullet point checklist is going to be have a photo op. So have some form of a photo op backdrop area. It could be a wall. It could be if you guys are outside at the park, you've decided, okay, right over here is where we're going to do the group photo, or we're going to do majority of like the posed pictures and things like that. I am an expert in candid. So I like to get pictures that are candid. I feel like candids tell more of the story than posed pictures do, but I also take posed pictures for people if people want me to take those of them. But as a wedding content creator, I have my cell phone. I run around the wedding. I run around the parties, the events, and just not actually running. I'm walking around. And I'm just taking candid photos and videos as things are happening, as things are going around, right? And then I always like to get everybody together for one big group picture so that the families have those, that the bride and groom have those to cherish forever, okay? And you know that mom always wants to have that group picture, you know? So I'm like the sweet friend in the group who you don't have to worry about it. I'm your bestie. I'm going to make sure that these checkpoints are going to happen. You book me as your wedding content creator, and I'm going to send you over this little checklist, and we're going to make sure that it's going to happen on the day of your events. So this is for every single event that I'm giving you this advice. Now, as we go along in these episodes, I may not remember to give you this advice every single time for every single event that we're going to be planning and talking about, because each event we're going to be talking about and planning it out. I may not remember to give you this checkpoint every time, but you can go back and look at this and listen to this, and hopefully you were just taking notes in this episode. Or you can go back and rewind quickly today and write them all down. Be my guest! Yay! Okay, in the Be My Guest segment, I like to invite you right here with me on the podcast. I know that you are more than likely not in the same city and state as me, and that is okay. That is okay. But I would like to have you here on the series with me for your wedding series as we are planning your wedding out. You might be anywhere in the country, but you can reach out to me and we can do a video call together. And what I want to hear about is how is it going with you in planning out these events for your wedding celebrations? How is it going with trying to figure out which outfits to wear? Because I know that that's super hard to do. I know that it's difficult to figure out like which outfits to wear, and maybe you just want someone there with you to send pictures to and to say, hey, does this one look good? What do you think about this with these shoes or whatever? Because you know our friends and family, they get so tired of hearing about us planning our wedding, right? They get so sick of it. And they're being nice, they'll be sweet, unless they have somebody in your friend group who hasn't gotten married and she's curious about all this stuff. She's going to be like the only one that's excited to hear about every single wedding detail every single day, right? Because you're going to be thinking about it almost every day until that wedding. That's why we're planning your wedding for a whole year over here, because I know you want to talk about it. So if you would like to contact me and we can do a little video call together, we can talk about inspo and where to find more inspo for your outfits and things like that. We can do that. I forgot to mention that if you are looking at certain like venues to have a specific event, you can also look at inspo from that venue by going onto their Google Maps and seeing what people wore to that event space, right? So that's another really, really good tip for you, is to look at that. So if you are taking on any of my advice and you want to talk about that as well, or if you're looking at my advice and saying, girl, that's ridiculous, like that is not how I am planning out my wedding, that's not how I'm doing any of this, let's talk about it too. We can discuss, we can have a real chat about it of differences, right? But anyways, I want to have you here on the platform with me. Now, if you don't want me to record it to have it replayed on the platform, we don't have to have it replayed on the platform, but it would help other brides and grooms to plan out their wedding. You're just helping somebody else, which is really, really cool. And we get to talk about it, which is amazing. You can be a guest on my channel, which is really nice too. And thank you for that. Thank you in advance for doing that. But if you don't and you just want someone to talk to, I'm here. I would love to do that. Okay. Well, that is the end of our episode. Lovebirds, we did it again. We completed another amazing episode. And I hope that you guys had fun just getting a chance to talk about where you're getting the inspo from and which events should you have or not have, right? Maybe we should do keep it or leave it for talking about these events next time. Maybe we should do something like that. Talk about keep it or leave it like we did on the episode yesterday. I will see you in the next one. Bye, lovebirds.
Lights, camera, action, baby, strike a pose. Phones and cameras out, just watch it all unfold. We're the stars of the show, ain't no need for filters. Living life through the lens, capturing our thrills. Put away your phones and cameras, let the good times roll. Our content creators got it all under control. From weddings to events, parties, travel and brands, we're living the paparazzi life. It's all in our hands.
Lights, camera, action, we're ready to go. We're professionals, don't you already know? From TikTok to Instagram.